Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great weekend. You had enough time to recharge those batteries and get ready to finish this second quarter strong. I know this is the start of the summer, but we've been dealing with it for a couple of weeks already, so should be no surprise. And like I said, even though this is the toughest time in day trading, this is the best time to learn. This is where you develop some of the most critical skills you're going to need to be successful trading. And I always say the best time to learn is, in the storm. You get baptized by fire, and that's the only way to make it stick. So, I've been reading your emails, I've been reading your posts. I know some of you have been frustrated for years, going from this place to that place. You just at your wits end. You can't continue. You just say you can't continue to lose money like you've been doing. You feel like you've just been spinning your wheels. You're not really going anywhere. Some of you say, look, my soul is just tired. I'm hurt just because it hasn't happened to me, and you're starting to take too many things personally. But the reality is, you got to get that out of your head. We've got to focus on the now. We got to focus on today, one day at a time, one trade at a time. That's what it's going to take. We all have our dreams. Some of us have vision boards. Some of us have a place where we have pictures that remind us of our dreams. Some of us have scrapbooks. Whatever the case is, there's a time for us to dwell on that, and it's not in the middle of trading. We need to be working on ourselves and building our dream, one trade at a time. Focus on that one trade. Focus on nailing that one trade. And if it doesn't work, then we stay engaged. We develop that persistence. Not the persistence to continue to take bad trades, but the persistence to snipe our setup and the patience to wait for it to actually trigger before we get in. And then the skill of executing that trade without fail. And we all have trouble doing it. I actually did something today that kind of pissed me off, that I really shouldn't have done. But sometimes greed gets in the way, and you want more and more and more, and you gotta control that in trading. There is a place for some greed, because obviously greed is what allows us to take risk, and everything in life requires some type of risk. Some people are gonna risk more than others, but we have to incur some type of risk in this. But we do this one day at a time, one trade at a time. We focus on maximizing that particular opportunity that we're in. You never see me chase stocks. You never see me chase anything. If somebody asks me about a stock, if it's not on my watch list, if it's not in my parameters, there's nothing I can do for them. Because it doesn't fit what I do. I only know me, and I only know what I do to help me be successful and to help me be profitable. So when I look at everything at the end of the week, at the end of the month, I've got money to put in the bank. That's what matters to me. And trading through this summer is going to help you develop that. And as you see, from my trade today, it took extreme patience and persistence, but it also took waiting for the right setup, waiting for it to come. That's what we needed. So, it's what I want to reiterate. It's what I want to instill in you guys throughout this summer. And I talked about the dream a minute ago. But, this statement can't be any more truer. If you don't build your dream, somebody's going to hire you to build theirs. And a lot of us are working or have worked for somebody, and you're helping them realize their dream. Now, in the perfect world, we love our job, we love what we do, and the person that we work for, our goals and our dreams are intertwined. And that makes the perfect scenario. And you do see some people that have that. But most of us don't. Most of us are working for other people, working for another company or a big corporation. You're just, people are living off of your back. And unfortunately, that's the way the world was set up, for us to go work for somebody. But now we have the ability to go out and do our own thing. There's more opportunity for us. And this stock market, man, I tell you, and if it ever goes away, I don't know what else I could do to allow me to do the things that I do. And this has, I'm telling you, this has unlimited earning potential. But you don't cut the switch on and get it. It takes time. You grow. And as you grow and you learn and you develop, then you make more money and you make more money and you lose less. And you make more money and you lose less. But it's a process. Okay, it's a process we have to go through to build it. Now, this trading, your trading dream, you can't go out and buy a prefab trading career. How you can go out and buy a prefab house. You can't do that. You have to actually build it. You have to put on some overalls, pull out your tools, do some cutting and measuring. That's and some nailing. That's the only way you're going to get to where you want to be. But you can build it. You just have to be willing to do it. If not, then it's going to be easier for you to, let somebody hire you to help them build their dream. That's just pretty much what it boils down to. One of the things I want to share with you is I had one of the traders that I'm working with, they got a small account, a micro, I call it a micro account. If it's under $2,000, it's a micro account. And I've been working with this person, trying to get them to not chase and just enter when you're supposed to and allow the trade to work. So to tell you the story on this, at about 12:20, I guess right after he got out of this, he emailed me the chart and his entries and all and exit. And it's like, how did I do? I mean, I know he was excited, and honestly, this is really good compared to what he was doing. Okay, this is really good compared to what he was doing. So, perfect entry. You missed all of this. Chasing, you would have gotten paid on this. But this was just selling off hard. And it was showing that it still had, more in it. So we got a bounce and a rejection right up here at the 9. So he was asking about this earlier, and I was like, you gotta wait for a bounce. Just don't jump in it. This really wasn't much of a bounce. Just wait for the bounce. And, sure enough, he waited for the bounce. Got in, really good entry. So the first question I asked him was, why did you sell here? Why did you sell here? There's no reason that I can see, for you to sell. And, after trying to give me some other excuses, finally he admitted the truth. He was watching his P&L. He had got up to I think he said $50, and then it started to go backwards, and he ended up, taking it off. And really, had he stuck to his plan, his first target was actually 950. So here he only got 20 cents of profit on 200 shares. What is that? When you have the potential to make so much more. So, here's a big, just a little thing of watching your P&L. If he wasn't watching his P&L, he would have allowed this trade to work. And he would have been able to take profit here at 950. He probably wouldn't have made his last target, but at least he would have been able to, get out, once he claimed the 9 here. And that would have been good. Would have had a really good day. Patience. And this is a good lesson. And these are lessons where you make money. You make money, but the lesson is, hey, I could have made twice as much. But what did I do wrong? I'm watching my P&L. Eliminate that, and you'll be good to go. And these are things that we're going to be talking about and that we're going to be reiterating when we're going, when we are live doing this, our small account. And like I said, it's not a challenge. Our micro account. It's not a challenge. I don't do challenges. I don't do contests because everything I do is real. I respect my profession. And anybody that does games and does challenges and stuff like that, they don't respect what they do. Any professional is not going to treat this as a game. And if you're teaching somebody, you're not going to teach them that this is a game. This is serious business. This isn't like middle school and high school where we're trying to have all these fun activities, to learn. This is, real life stuff. So, it's going to be about, learning and, giving honest feedback. That's all this is about. If I don't give honest feedback, he would keep doing this every day. And, I'm surprised he didn't take it off here, watching the P&L. And because he took it off here, I'll bet he was sweating bullets ready to take it off here just so he could be green. And that's not what this is about. It's about executing your trade plan. If you can do that in a small account and you can take and accept these small gains as you grow, you'd be surprised where you are in 3 months. You'll be surprised where you are at the end of a month. But you gotta, trust the process. You gotta put in the work. You can't cheat the grind. If you do, it's gonna tell on you. I can promise you that. All right, so let's take a look at my trade from today. So BMRN, this was the main watch for me this morning. I had BMRN and Momo. There was another one planned, PLAN. It hit the scan too late. I didn't have shares of it to short, and I just never fell in love with it. I kind of watched the chart after the open, because since I only had 2 stocks on watch, I had like 3 other charts open. But I looked at YNDX. I kind of kept an eye on it. That was a really good trade. It was a little delayed, but it worked out really good. But I kind of stayed focused on this. And here's a 5-minute opening range low. Now, I know the rule is if the wick is longer than the body, we use the body. Okay, so the entry should have been up here. But look at all this support. no way I was going to short into that support. There's no way I was going to do that. So I had to wait for it to get below all of this support. So I would use this low as my technical level versus up here. Obviously I couldn't use this as my stop, my technical stop, when I'm getting in down here. So I waited for it to break through the VWAP, the 20, the 9, all of this, and got in. And you can see it turned around on us and ended up stopping me out. Now I could have gone ballistic, and obviously I'm never happy about a winning trade, but I can accept a losing trade, especially when I did everything I had planned to do. I didn't jump the entry. I didn't do anything. I did exactly what I had in my plan. My stop was according to plan, and we're done. So I just kept this on because I watched this and we rejected. We couldn't go green. Here we couldn't go green on the day. Here we couldn't break, yesterday's close price, so we couldn't go green. And we sold off. So I've got this still on watch. I'm still watching this. And we dipped down. And I told you guys every time we came down and retest this, there's no trade on this until we lost the all of this support. And the 50. The 50 was up here too. I didn't have it on here. We had to lose all of that. And each time we dipped down, we couldn't lose it. Dipped down here, we couldn't lose it. And so here we finally got a nice candle that washed below the low of this. I was all over it. Now we did bounce back a little bit, and retested this level. I was all in, so I couldn't add up here. And so we got the rejection we were looking for. And according to plan, my targets were a little safe. I said anywhere between 5 and 10 cents of the level was going to be where I put my profit target. And I looked like a genius for a minute, and then it pulled in and took that level out. I was looking to take some more off here, but it didn't make it. I ended up, hitting the profit stop here. I didn't like the price action. I could tell that it was about to change. And this is where screen time comes in. These people who are preaching you can make a living trading the first hour or the second hour of the day, you can do it, but it's going to take a lot for you to get there. You can't start out just trading the first 2 hours and think you're going to make it. You have to spend a lot of time in the market throughout the day so that you can get some screen time in. For me, my screen time, I had to do it at night. I had to do the market replay so I could get screen time in, because working all day from 7:30 to 3:30, I have very little time during the day. I had maybe an hour and 30 minutes of actual good screen time that I could get during the day. And that was important. But it wasn't until I was able to spend more time learning how to read price action and understanding what can happen when we get a change in sentiment. We can feel it coming. Here's a perfect candle, a hammer here. This is telling me that, we tested it to the downside. It didn't like it. It got bought up. And then we got another candle that's pushing up. I know we didn't break the 9, but I'm the type trader where I feel really confident in my ability to determine when a stock is changing direction. That's why for a long time I was so good doing reversals, because I was able to determine when this is going to change. The problem is now I just can't find any clean reversals. They're all running through moving averages. You know, whenever I find a clean one, we put it on watch and we start tracking it. But, you know, they just aren't clean now. Just kind of waiting on that to come back around. But here we bounced. We tested the 200 here, pulled back, you know, held these moving averages, tested again, pulled back. We just couldn't get up there anymore. This thing was very weak. It was just showing weakness. The volume was really low. So I couldn't get in when the volume was this low. We got a volume spike and I jumped in, you know, on this volume spike. And I thought, you know, maybe we're going to get some volume in. We're going to get big selling pressure. And so I got short here. And of course, as soon as I get in, it bounces. But it never claimed. Plus, it never took out this high, which means we were still trending down. You know, I could draw a trend line from here to here to here. We're still trending down. We still made a lower low. So I still feel good. I'm not sweating this because we know, and this is again where screen time comes in. You're able to sit here and watch. Okay? You're able to sit here and watch and learn how stocks move. And you can see, hey, when you get in a trade, 9 times out of 10, it's not going to automatically go your way. It may do it for a minute, then it's probably going to turn around, give you a little bounce, play with your heart a little bit. Why does it do that? Because these guys, their job is to learn what makes retail traders tick and what makes them react. And so they know breaking a level will make us react. The inexperienced guys will stop out. Now, it came real close to my stop, my max loss stop. Now, if it did, it would have taken me out. But the least experienced guys bailed out here. They didn't wait to see if this level was going to get claimed. And it never got claimed. This candle never made a new high relative to this candle. It opened lower than the close. It sold. And then we were in business. And again, my target was, you know, about 7-8 cents above the level. I got out. Same thing here. Now here's where I messed up. Okay, I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm picking up my son. I'm on my laptop. We're actually right here. We're actually in Chick-fil-A's drive-thru. Okay, we're waiting in that long line, and I get the idea that, you know what, I don't want to take it all off here. It looked like it was hanging up a little bit, so I'm going to take some and then leave the last 25 to see if we're going to get down to 84 and, you know, get through the 20. This is the 20. This is where I had my final target right here. Now, had I left my final target here and it got hit, I would have been just fine. I would not have graded myself a C on this trade. I got a C on this because, number one, if I'm mobile, there's no reason I should be making these type trade decisions. Okay, I had it the perfect plan. It was excellent. It was pretty much lined up with the lower pre-market here, or the lower pre-market here. So everything was right. But then I come in and greed takes over. I want to make more money. Okay, I want to slap this stock for stopping me out over here. You know, I want to get more back. And that's exactly what burned me right here. So instead of me getting about $70 to $80 more profit. I stopped out here. Now I did get the meat of the move. All right, no doubt about it. I got the meat of the move, and that's what we shoot for. But if there was no reason for you to get out, then you should never have gotten out, and you should have been able to get most of the move. Even if this was my final target, I should have let it get hit here, and then I'd have been a hero. Now I'm just an average guy. I'm a true average Joe now. When I should be above average Joe. But still did good today. We still ended up with 264.78. Not bad at all. I definitely will take that in these summer months, especially with a stop out. Let me see how much did I get stopped? I got in at 87.32. I got out at 87.94. What's that? 62 cents. Well, little over $120, maybe $130. I was down. So you take that trade away. Add 130. This is almost $400 a day that we should have had, and add this. You're talking about a $500 a day. This is what I mean by maximizing your potential. So even though I traded this, I made $264 on it. There are areas in this trade that I can improve on. Okay, here, there's really nothing I could have done. It just stopped me out. This is just a trade that didn't work. So nothing I could do here. Here was, I could have waited for the bounce and the rejection, which would have given me potentially a better entry, but I wouldn't have had to hold through the bounce. So that's something that I can file away. And typically I do wait, for the retest, just like I did here. But, this was still early on. I thought we could get some hard selling, but it did work. I had all of this protection above me anyway, so there was no reason why this was a bad trade. So this was good, everything according to plan. Come over here. This was excellent. Everything according to plan, except for here. So, really should have maximized the potential. So we'll go back in. We'll go in tomorrow, focusing on maximizing the potential of each trade that we're in. That's what this is all about. All right, so you guys, if you got small accounts, you don't have a whole lot of money, you want to join me this summer, I'm going to be right here in the trenches with you. We learned a lot last summer. I really learned a lot. I started with $1,000 last summer, and we had a grind, but we came out on top because we were disciplined. In most cases, we were patient. We just didn't do a good job adapting. And I had unrealistic expectations. I was expecting a lot more than the market was willing to give. No matter how experienced I am, if the market's not going to give it, it's not going to give it. You can't just take it. So that's how, that kind of worked out. But the door is open, guys. Come on in and join us. And I will show you step by step how you have to grow your account. There's certain things that you just can't do with a small account. And you can't follow people that's doing those things, because all you're going to do is get mad and frustrated. I know. Take it from somebody that's been there, done that. Just mad. I go, lead a market pissed off because I couldn't do this and I couldn't do that because of my account. I wanted somebody to show me how I can trade my account. with the money I have. How can I do it and make money? So that's what we're going to be focusing on. Next week, June 1st, is going to be the first week that we do it. Like I said, I'm not stopping trading this account that I'm trading now. I'm not stopping that. But I'm going to be focusing more in streaming a micro account at least 1 week out of the month, maybe 2, to try to help you guys, because most of you aren't there yet. And you need this kind of help. That's going to help you be more consistent and put some money in the bank for a change. So that's going to do it for me today. You guys have a great night, a great evening, and we'll get back at this thing tomorrow.